Hey guys.
Yes.
We're rocking and rolling in NOLA. I've got Dragnaucht and I've got Monty. So
Hello, fools.
let me make certain we're live everywhere because sometimes stuff acts crazy. I'm gonna pull up. Nope. There, yep, there we are. We're right there.
We're live.
So we're live on Periscope. Okay,
right.
So that's working. I know we're on Twitch. Let me double check Facebook. Check on
50 different platforms.
Restream.
Restream.
Yes. So let me go to. Yep, we are live. Look as well. Fantastic. Awesome. I think you guys can hear it all right. That's on. Howdy, Alexander. I actually have a hat. Check out, and I'll pull that up because covers all of the chats across the board. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Okay.
So
After time.
right here. Sometimes this doesn't always work. All right, guys. Howdy, howdy. So we got Monty, we got Dragnaught. Today we are going to talk about the Venom. So let's go ahead and get started. Start. Okie dokie. So we're here live from New Orleans. We're at Jack Rose. It's an absolutely amazing restaurant slash parlor slash bar, part of the Pontchartrain Hotel, which is a really kind of city.
Fancy.
Oh, yes.
They have a mural up here. That's
I'll give you guys a little spin around. There's Little Wayne. There's us. Cool. That takes you to the hotel that way. But yeah, I mean, lots of artwork and stuff. So I'm going to put you back over here because it took forever to get this to work out to where we could all fit on there.
Yes.
Hello. So today, and from time to time, you might hear me in the background, like right now. So, you know, they're playing really groovy while we're sitting here enjoying our coffee on a no thing. So
It's a pretty day out here today.
it is out there.
okay, so I have to hold them talk right here because all of the ambient. So, have y'all seen Venom? Oh, I've seen Venom too. Don't want any spoilers. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, yes. All right.
So I can't even mention the part where Spider-Man shows up.
You weren't supposed to know that. What happens after the third credits?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Kidding, folks. Kidding. Spider-Man
Okay.
is not in the movie.
So, all right. So, Venom. So, a lot of a running joke through there. The audio is cutting out. Okay, I'm going to hold it a lot closer to my face. And I'm trying to cut out the ambient music because I don't want to get dinged for copyright infringement. So, hopefully it won't cut out if we just kind of keep doing this.
So we should do it 5 heartbeat style where we like all sing into the mic and harmonize.
Yeah, we could do that, you know. We were making fun of ourselves earlier, saying that we look like an indie album cover or something. I'm coming back strong with a new rap album, you know, because that's fantastic.
Mel's got bars for days.
I do. We're gonna go hit them later.
It's funny because it's true.
It's
Bars.
like bars, you know. And I will not be standing on them singing either. Maybe not till later.
Yeah, not until the third or fourth bar.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Venom is pretty cool. So there was a running joke in Venom about him being a parasite. So we're kind of talking a little bit about symbiosis and stuff like that. What's possible, what can happen, that sort of thing. So Venom comes from another planet. Okay. Venom comes from another planet, and so essentially what's going on with that is their planet is running out of natural resources to kind of help them, right? Right. So here's the problem. He's got to come, and all of their little alien species are trying to find a new planet. And so they come to Earth, and it's just like, hold up, this is not the same atmosphere, and their metabolism is vastly different than ours. So what are we going to do? You're going to jump on a person and take over their body, right? Makes total sense, right? You know, so here's the interesting thing. So when we're talking about that type of symbiosis, where they're taking over another person, it could be parasitic to a degree, but it could also be a form of mutualism. You know, so what do you think about that?
So just like in our bodies, we have something called a microbiota, and with that, we have millions upon trillions of microscopic organisms that actually help us break down a lot of the molecules just when we eat. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that, the reason you get gas a lot of the times is because you have certain microorganisms within your body actually producing that when they're breaking down the food. So they work in tune with your body. Now, anyone who's ever had diverticulitis knows that not all those microorganisms are actually good. Some of them are there to kind of combat the opportunistic pathogens are also reside within you. So that's why it's nice to have kind of a healthy medium of microscopic organisms.
Yeah, so I feel like this is so funny. Because I haven't ever gotten like you guys together. So this is the first time like Monty's been on one of my streams before. He was on, we did the science of superhero science. Last time I was in NOLA, and so we talked about a lot about Princess, like all of her little nanobots. That. So Monty is like kind of a person who's all about
I let my nerd hang out.
Okay, so tell me, what did you think about Venom? I mean, and if you were like in, I just think of him like Tom. I don't actually know his actual character name. Eddie Brock. Okay, so Eddie Brock. How would you feel if you were in Eddie Brock's type of welcome to Venom, or would you be like, I don't know about this?
Well, once I realized that I could. Or after I got over the fact that it was eating my internal organs, and we squared that away. You know, you can't eat me; you can eat other people. I guess we could be cool if I'm stuck with him.
If you're stuck with him,
yeah, we could be cool. Like, just don't eat my liver. Yeah. Keep me alive. Like, if I get hurt, heal me a little bit, because that was one of the benefits.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and I really like. And as far as the movie goes, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I went into that movie expecting to hate it. So,
did people tell you that it was a bad movie?
No, I don't listen to anybody going into a movie. Okay. I avoid all of it until after I've seen it.
Yeah.
I had told myself I wasn't going to like it because I'm a huge Venom fan. Mm. And I went in knowing it wasn't going to be the Venom that I knew and loved. But it turned out to be the Venom that I knew and loved with a different origin. So,
they're not so different, though. Yeah. Not so different at all, just minus Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We are talking about the comic book film Venom and symbiosis and how it can be similar. You know, what are the possibilities associated with that biologically?
Is Windwalker hiring?
Is what?
Is Windwalker hiring?
Windwalker
Wants to know what everyone's day job is.
Oh, Windwalker on Periscope wants to know what everyone's day job is.
Are you hiring?
Yeah. And if so, what kind of pay are we looking at? Because, I think, it's all the job itself is negotiable. Everybody has a price. Yeah. So that's all we got to do is talk about how much, we're trying to drag some work here. So
There's possibilities. We'll say that. There's possibilities.
Yeah.
Depending on how much alcohol is involved.
I'm so confused. Okay, Brent. Okay. Yes, they're talking about symbiosis and how, because a lot of the running theme in Venom was, oh, it's a parasite. Parasitic. So somebody mentioned Carnage was parasitic. I believe that to a degree, but however, Carnage, I don't think you can totally kill your host. If you actually do try to kill your host, this particular species that Venom or a part of would, if they kill their host, then they have to go find a new one, and very after quickly. A while, very quickly. So that's not really conducive for their species survival. You know what I mean? So it would be more beneficial if it was a form of mutualism or commensalism, but people then at some point would probably do, commensalism is where one benefits and the other one doesn't care. They're just kind of meh about the whole thing. I don't think people would ever be meh about having another entity attached to them.
I don't think any of I think they're called Clintar. I think that's what the race of amorphous. Yeah, I want to say they're called Clintar. The Clintar themselves really can't survive on their outside of their planet. So since our planet is obviously quite different, they need us in order to survive. So, but that's for most, actually all obligate parasites. They have to have a host to attach them and to get sustenance from. So, it wouldn't be in their best interest to kill off, one of us until they've actually found a suitable host. And you see that a lot in other parasites that are obligate.
Right. So so somebody mentioned some kind of convergent evolution. Convergent is where they're evolving one with the other consistently. So if they were able to bond with humans, they would have to. I guess they would have to have a solid understanding of humans and make certain their biochemistry be able to hook up with them. So that is, that would require some kind of intel. I don't know if they actually scouted out the planet in advance, or if this was just like a pilot run to see what happens. Is there anything in the comic associated with them, like searching out the planet?
In the comics with Spider-Man, it was Wars. Spider-Man got the black suit and turned out to be the symbiote. Like, he brought it back.
Ah, okay.
And because and Carnage wasn't an alien that came from there. He was Venom's son, actually.
Ah, okay.
Or Venom's child, because
I think they took some liberties with how bonding actually happens. The only Eddie Brock would be the first non-metahuman that they actually bond to, because I think it has something to do with the fact that when Venom originally came bonded to someone, it was a metahuman. It was Spider-Man. So through Spider-Man being a metahuman and being able to recover, it probably went through all the kind of difficulty, adaptation, and learning about the human physiology through Spider-Man, and then through that knowledge, it then was passed on to Eddie Brock. So it already was familiar with how humans work. So I think that's kind of how it's explained, because it's not just you don't just go shove the round peg in a square hole. It's
not like Prometheus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It took some liberties. We'll say that.
Oh God, I sat through Alien Covenant and I just laughed. The only way I could get through Alien Covenant is, this is obviously a bunch of people from the bourgeoisie, the bougies, are sitting here and they're like, we're going to take all this money. Let's see if we can get some really stupid people that know a teeny bit about science and just send them to this planet and see what happens. We'll just watch it on our TV like some kind of weird reality show. That's the only way I could get through Alien Covenant. Yeah. Evolution doesn't happen that way at all.
Most of the times when I hear the word evolution in any movie, I immediately go metamorphosis of some type, and I just music and movie magic, things happening. It's like a perfect example is a movie.
Yes.
Nothing. It was funny, and
that's the David Duchovny. Yeah,
he did do that.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. The Make 7 Up Yours guy.
Make 7 Up Yours guy.
Orlando.
Orlando Jones.
He was in that movie, wasn't he? He was one of the scientists, I think.
Yep.
Wasn't he the one that looked at the periodic table?
Oh goodness.
And figured out their poison by going, well, we breathe oxygen down into the right or down to the left. Like that's not how a periodic table works, by the way.
Oh my
That's
God.
not how a periodic table works at all whatsoever.
No. Oh goodness.
I just remembered that.
Oh gosh. No, it's like you can determine trends like increasing electronegativity, you know, it's electron affinity, atomic radius, you know, stuff like that. But sitting here going, oh, we can breathe chlorine gas. Look how close it is to oxygen. No, you can't. You will die. You will die
Close
if
enough.
you breathe chlorine gas. That's what happens. Those are what, oh gosh. I've actually been having this talk with there. Oh God, in that stupid jelly juice stuff. She goes through and we were listening to some of that crap. She was talking about, I won't spend long talking about her. She ain't. But it's just like she was talking about how you have positive and negative elements in the body. And I'm going,
Like, wait, anions and cations?
no.
I'm trying to.
No, she doesn't mean that. She means good elements and bad elements.
What does that mean?
It's just it's complete and utter bollocks is what it is. So you have good elements and you have bad elements. And her rationale is since you need a little bit of sodium, as it's part of the sodium potassium pump. You need that in order to, and that's how your body essentially your nervous system works and stuff. Like, well, we need more sodium. No, you will die. You will die if you pump up like I think it's like 28 grams.
What?
And yes. She wants you to drink a gallon of her stuff. It's like 28 grams of sodium.
Oh, she's selling something.
No, she sells the recipe.
Yourself.
You have to make it yourself. But she's in trouble with the Ohio DA, and they've ordered her to remove all of her claims from her website, or she'll get charged. I think it's like $4,000 a day for every day that it's up.
For trying to kill people.
Yes,
Encourage people to
she's
kill
a
themselves.
death
The
dealer.
scariest shit with her stuff, like, if this thing's growing on it, you just scrape that off. It'll
It's
like,
fine.
Oh, obviously something
it's
that's
totally fine.
just random fungus
You know,
growing on it.
and if you start to see double, that means it's working. You know, and if you start to see flashes of light, don't worry about going to the hospital. You're not having a stroke. That just means your body's resetting itself.
That's not how any of this works.
No, it's not. So that was her. But related to that, I will be doing a new show with Katie Paulson from Pathos called This Week in BS. So we will talk about bad science every single week, and also stupid things celebrities do that are sciencey, or they pretend it is. You know,
Drink urine.
like drink urine and squirt it in your eyes, and not vaccinate your kids, and shove jade eggs up their hoo-has, or whatever you want to call it, you know.
And
with
wasp
this-
nest. Don't
Yeah,
forget about the
wasp nest, and getting bee sting acupuncture.
Yes, that was a thing
That was a thing.
earlier this year. Yes.
Wasp's nest. So we will be talking about that. So back to Venom.
Yes. Let's go with some real science.
Yeah.
Venom.
No, some real science, Venom. Okay, so I think, and you can have, we look at like viruses. Viruses evolve with people. So that's kind of like a form of evolution where they change and incorporate into us. That's one of the reasons why we can't get a vaccine for certain viruses like HIV. We're having a hard time with that because of the fact that change just enough. But in the flu virus evolves every year, and there's so many different strains of it. So we can have quick evolution if it's on a molecular type of level, but a small level. So it makes me kind of, I'm trying to think how quickly could like Venom incorporate some of the genetic code into himself over time. Would his species be able to go completely on their own without a host?
That's actually a really good question. They would have to fundamentally change whatever it is that they're using for their respiratory system. I'd imagine on some level they're conducting cellular respiration.
Yes.
But I don't think that they use oxygen during that. Something tells me that they're using some other really electronegative element, whatever is probably abundant in their atmosphere, that they can simply hijack our respiratory system and probably just say, well, you know what, this host is creating enough ATP for the both of us, so I'll just take all that, and then I won't have to even worry about cellular respiration. So that's the way that I've kind of squared that circle in my head. By the way, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, quick overview: your body uses a molecule called adenosine triphosphate as the energy currency. So my idea is that the Venom symbiote actually takes those that are produced when we breathe oxygen and consume, not people, and they just take that and use that instead of having them to go through that whole process, because it's actually a wonderful process if you go look it up. Incredibly complicated.
Well, here's another interesting thing you notice of the energy that we lose. So we lose a lot of heat every time, if that's why we get all hot and sweaty when we're running and stuff. We're, busting up lots of molecules and we're making lots of ATP. Our mitochondria is working overtime. We lose a lot of energy in the heat. There's one scene in Venom where he's like, it is so hot. I am so hot. And he goes and jumps into a lobster tank in a super fancy restaurant. And I'm just like, this is the best thing ever. It's like, oh, that's so much better. And people are like, what's wrong with him? I think it's at the time he didn't know. I don't think he knew that he had Venom 100% with him at that point.
I think that's before right after that they took him to the hospital.
Yes, yes. And so I think maybe it was that moment that this is why I think your kind of idea is supported. That maybe Venom was kind of that into he was fit to like, how are we gonna maximize the use of energy without losing it all to heat? And that's maybe that'll be pretty. Oh my gosh,
there was a few parts too where during the there's a phase actually where the host and the parasite or the symbiote used to each other. I can't remember what it's called right now, but during that, where you see Eddie Brock kind of struggling to come to terms with the adaptation needed for them to the meld, he goes through a lot of food, and he can't find the right food to eat at all. And I thought that was very interesting. That was a little bit that they didn't have to add that in there, but I think it was very important because I think being a diet high in protein.
Yes. Hey, Geek Room.
Come on, guys.
Hi. They hadn't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it for you guys.
We won't spoil it. It's fantastic. I thought it was hilarious. I just absolutely loved it. It kind of felt like they were trying to do something similar to Deadpool without being totally in your face like Deadpool. Subtle. Yeah. With the humor, but the humor is kind of similar in a degree.
The Deadpool takes it to 12, with their humor. Tom Hardy, he's trying to be as authentic as possible. He's trying to just be naturally funny, and not because Deadpool is just outlandish.
Deadpool's amazing though.
He is.
I love Deadpool.
Outlandish.
Related? Have you seen the film Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
Yes.
That looks. Travis is in.
Oh, is it? I felt like that was like Deadpool in training.
Yeah,
because a lot of the humor is the same in Waiting.
If I remember correctly, I think when Joe Kelly started writing Deadpool, wrote him Ryan Reynolds in mind. From the beginning, when Joe Kelly started writing,
Oh,
so
my
if you go back and
gosh.
look at the old Joe Kelly Deadpools, actually that's Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my gosh. Deadpool. I did not like him as Deadpool in the Wolverine thing. God, that was horrible. Oh my God.
I'm glad they had his mouth shut.
God.
Oh, that pissed me off so much. Because he was so Deadpool.
Yes.
He's telling the story on the elevator about slaughtering a wedding.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah.
A bunch of mouth shut, and then now it's teleporting everywhere and I-beams, and that's cute,
Credit scene with that character though, right?
Oh yeah.
So
with Deadpool
satisfying.
too. Oh
Yeah.
God, yes.
He's been waiting to do that for a while.
Yes.
Man, and freaking Green Lantern. Oh God, Green Lantern.
Please don't put me in a green suit.
Oh Lord, man. But at least Marvel's gotten better. I do have to say, just unrelated to Venom, but have either one of you ever seen the original Nick Fury?
Yep.
years and years ago.
Oh my god.
Years ago.
The original Captain America was better, though.
Oh god.
Oh, you mean like the TV series with Lou Ferrigno as a Hulk?
Yes, there was that, but
God.
there was a Captain America movie. That Shield is hilarious. And there was also a Punisher with Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yes, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Go back and watch this.
Yep.
Oh.
And you know that Punisher movie? I want to go back and watch it. But if I remember correctly, I was thinking this could actually be good if they'd ever put the skull.
And no, it would have been really good. I don't know. I liked Tom Jane for a little. I thought he did all right.
Punisher fan, but you know what? I could get into it. Kind of convince me of that this is me. I am the Punisher, like the way that Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we birdwalk a lot, but that's
Yes.
so. Okay, so I was going, and my science brain drove me nuts. Guy who manages to train some of the symbiotes or whatever they call them, like the Venom species. He's sitting there and he goes like, "This is the next phase of evolution." That guy is a dick. That guy he's like Elon Musk, but like not nice at all. And I thought there's got to be somebody like that on this planet sitting there going, this is a great idea. I was like, it just makes me angry. And I see like they have like the scientists. This is what scientists are actually doing. It was like the misrepresentation of scientists just make me absolutely mentally crazy. I'm like, God.
Well, the other like I think there were 3 or 4 head scientists. I won't say 4. Other than the what's her name, Skirth? Yeah, Dr. Skirth. She was the only one that she all of a sudden like developed a sense of morality and empathy, and like, oh, now I remember taking bioethics, back in my undergrad. So let me go see if I can try to stop this.
Maybe we shouldn't round up homeless people and inject them with things.
Right, everything was cool up until this point. Now this is crazy.
Yeah, this is not all right. This is like, golly, man. It's just like people just throw that out the window. That the thing. Okay, so what was the frickin' Interstellar made me so mad. Because nobody, oh god, that was the Matthew McConaughey one where he ended up going in it, and they were just taking a whole bunch of they were trying to like take all the embryos and the cells and stuff and just start a new world somewhere else. And so they spent like billions and billions and billions of dollars, and rather than just, I don't know, spend it on hydroponics and try to grow and save your own planet, they just like, we're just going to spend all this money and like send people out. We can't get them back, and we don't know if we can communicate with them later, so we'll just send more people out to them and see how they did, And I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm like, who would do that? Nobody. It's for the species. We're done with Earth. Let's just keep.
Yeah, we killed.
Yeah,
go find something else.
We're done. So we're just gonna spend all this money that we got left, send people out, to planets so they have no idea what's on them. Maybe they'll hit one that with this. But yeah, it just I try really hard not to trash in the theater. Like just sitting there going, God, dumb science.
You should have saw me during the Jurassic World movie when they hit
the button at the end.
No. This is toward the end when the big scary amalgam dinosaur, I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Indominus Rex, when it escapes and is going on a rampage, and someone shoots it with an AT-4 single-use rocket. That thing should have died. It should have been dead.
There's the mic problem again.
Yeah, so when the dinosaur, the Indominus Rex in the first Jurassic World movie was hit by an AT-4, go look it up. It should have died instantly. Okay, someone who shot at AT-4, it should have died. So I verbalized my discontent in the movie theater very loudly, and so my wife looked at me and she said, "You have to do." I'm sorry. I just once you've done these things, it's just it's hard.
Why y'all going to movies in the hood? Like that's where you go see movies. Where
I should have. I didn't know that was in the movie, and so I freaked out and I reacted, and so don't ever do that again, ever. If you're watching this, the producers or creators of movies.
Guys, for whatever reason, the mic keeps cutting in and out. But I can't go see horror movies in a theater because I scream and cry. And I holler out. I'm like, no! And, you know, like, the last one I think I saw that I did that was the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh. And there's one scene where this girl has to kill her friend because he's hanging on a hook. And it's like a mercy killing. And I'm going, she's got to kill her friend. Why is she got to do that? This is so wrong. Somebody get it. And I'm just like, I just, and people stopped and looked at me. We were living in Vegas at the time. And they stopped and looked like, would you shut up? I'm like, do you not have any feelings? Do you not understand what she's having to do right now?
That's why you also need to find the blackest theater in your neighborhood. Go to that one to see your movies.
It's appropriate. It's like everyone's a part of it.
Yeah, like the whole thing is the movie. That's the experience.
The whole thing, yeah. So I suppose I should try that sometime. That might work. So it's just like, God. I don't know, but I find that there's a lot of camaraderie in superhero films and like in the geek culture type of films. People will sit there and hee-haw and hoot and laugh and cheer and cry, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like at the end of Infinity War, people are like, I don't know how I feel right now. Or when like, I'm still haven't recovered from Logan. I still have not recovered from that film. And just people just sat there going, my whole world has just died right now.
Everyone knew what was going to happen. Like all of us knew at the beginning in Logan and understood what was going on even before. I'm not going to spoil it. You really find out what's happening.
I didn't though.
It was foreshadowed.
I was waiting. The surprise I was waiting for was what they did in the Old Man Logan comic. I didn't think they were going to do it, but I was hoping. And awesome, like they introduced Hulk family, and you finally meet old Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
And
I was looking for that.
Yeah, Hulk ends up eating him, and then the Hulk after being.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't go there.
No, the Hulk incestuous family.
Yeah. I would have loved that.
Oh my gosh! See, I don't know. I didn't expect that at all. It's like when I first started getting into Doctor Who. I had no idea the Doctor could change because my first Doctor was Eccleston, so that was like the 7th, right?
Tom Baker, right here.
So that was I didn't even know about Doctor Who until I started watching it. So at the end of the first season, when he's changed, I'm like, what are they doing? What is happening right now? I lost my mind. I'm like, I am never watching this show ever again. Why would they do that? This is like traumatic. Evolution is happening. For whatever reason, I can forgive it for Doctor Who. For some reason, I can.
Yeah, I think they. Like the part of their physiology as being Time Lords is that they can obtain a new body. That they've just trying to transcended what it means to be, I guess, corporeal. I could see that happening, but they don't pass it off as evolution. It's just kind of implied. So
I still haven't seen the new Doctor yet.
Oh, she's great.
Maybe tomorrow night we're gonna watch it.
Yes, she's great. I just was like, yeah, this is my Doctor. Like halfway through the first episode. Fastest I've ever accepted a Doctor.
Really?
Yes. Tennant took me 3 episodes. Matt Smith took me 2 seasons, and I didn't like Capaldi until his last one.
I loved Capaldi. I did not like his first season.
His first season was rough, but I didn't like the souffle girl. What's her face? I hated her. Clara.
Why did everybody hate on Clara? Clara was awesome.
Oh God, Clara annoyed me. She and the Doctor had a horrible relationship for a long time because they constantly lied to each other. I'm like, why are y'all still hanging out with each other? This is terrible.
We've all had those friends that were just, both of you go, why are we still friends?
Why
I don't know, you want to grab a
friends?
beer tomorrow? I guess so.
It's a symbiotic relationship. That's why.
Yeah. God, it's like, you feel like you have some kind of, past, so maybe, just maybe, it'll pay back somehow. you know, is just terrible. You might need subtitles with the new doctor.
All right. No spoilers, please.
God, she's great. I like this.
You have a thick accent? I haven't even.
Yeah.
Oh, really thick? What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got a thick northern UK accent.
Right.
Oh,
so,
wow.
like, it's kind of thick a little
So
bit.
Liverpool.
She was in Broadchurch, right? What was she in?
I think so. Yeah, I think she was in Broadchurch.
I
Jodie
avoid-
Whittaker.
Yeah, I avoid trailers everything for Doctor Who. I go into it. I didn't know it was a woman until a couple days before because one of my friends ruined it right before it happened.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I like to go into Doctor Who totally clean, knowing nothing about it. So,
Did you know you could actually, I don't know if they're still running it, but you could actually see it in a theater, the first episode. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, goodness. I don't know if it's still out or not. And I know it was like particular days, like very exclusive showings.
yeah, I was supposed to go to that, but I forgot. So,
I forgot I was supposed to do something. That you sound like me, Monty.
my life was consumed by dealing with Streamlabs OBS.
Yes, Streamlabs, OBS, fun times. So I'm trying to think of any time I've ever had, like, gone to a film, like a superhero film, where everybody just wasn't like, wow, this is awesome. Wow, this is cool, you know, unless it was like a really terrible.
Did you see
superhero.
Dragon Ball Evolution?
I did not sit through that
didn't see
nightmare.
that.
Okay.
I didn't sit through that nightmare.
That was pretty bad.
Goodness. Oh, I did not sit through it.
I wouldn't
It
even
was
go to the
just
theater
as King Piccolo got turned into a giant Skrull, I guess, from the Marvel universe. Like I don't know, King Piccolo was unrecognizable.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Fortunately, I was there. It happened.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of a comic movie I've ever seen.
I have to say the Eric Bana. Oh my God, that one where they had Hulk poop. Oh my God, that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, David.
I didn't like.
Hey, Hannah.
I didn't like Justice League.
Justice League. I didn't watch that. I think we watched it on streaming.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep during it.
Same here. I watched it on a plane to Portland, and I fell asleep.
Yep. If a superhero film puts you to sleep, then they're doing it wrong.
And I wasn't tired at that point. Like,
No.
I'm too awake.
Became lethargic.
Then I'm
of lack
watching,
of
and
action.
next thing I know, I'm waking up. So.
See, I'm that way with the original Dune film. I get as far as where they start using the spice to travel, and then they go to sleep. I do the same thing. I'm like, we're sleeping now. And then I wake up and everybody's saved. And I'm like, I don't know what happened, but okay.
Guess I missed some important stuff. Oh well.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, this is Atreyu. No, that's the wrong film. What's his name? So it's like, okay, sure. Just watched the new Titans last night. It was better than you thought it would be. Well, that's cool.
All right.
I
That
didn't-
started already? What network is that on?
What do we know what network it's on? Doing good. Twisted my ankle last. Oh, okay. You're talking to Hannah, not me.
All right.
All right.
I was like, what are you getting into?
Okay. So I think we've covered all the things that we can cover on Venom.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot about other things. I don't know if we get any further on Venom, it might kind of.
Kind of be a little bit too
Yeah,
spoilers. I mean, does anyone
too
have
many
any questions of?
Yeah,
you
you guys got any
know,
questions and stuff?
like-
So this is the first time I've met Drag outside of the interwebs, and I've known Monty like 9 million years or something.
yeah.
So
Like, we were trying to count that last night.
yeah, I was like, was it pre or post Kevin Smith?
It was,
like,
it was the Too Fat to Fly incident.
it was the Too
That's where
Fat
we
to
met.
Fly incident. Is that's
Like,
how we met
on Twitter when I was active on Twitter.
Yes, you remember you had like fake accounts that
Yes.
were like boosting.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he actually had sock accounts for something associated with his podcast
Yes.
show, and so he had. Yeah, we're having fun. So he had like sock accounts that were based on characters from his podcast show, and so I thought they were real people, and so he and Matt were just constantly going, but she's coming to New Orleans and she wants to hang out with everybody. What are we gonna do?
So I remember that. Like, I don't know how she's gonna hang out with Steve. He's not real. And this dude's screen name was Steve's In Your Mom. So I was like, I never thought anybody would want to hang out with that character. We played him as an ass.
I like that guy. I need to meet him.
So we were like, yeah. So we've done podcasts for a while. And Monty, you have a new show. Why don't you tell everybody about your new show?
Yes, I haven't been watching my language all this cast. Do I have to censor my show title, or can it just be what it is?
It can just be what it is.
All right,
it's fine.
It is Hannibal and Monty's shit show, and it's basically two nerds talking, or one producer, one headphone wearing comic artist, talking about political shit, movie shit, comic shit, and general nerd shit.
You seen the Three Black Heathens? Just, add some Marvel into that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't get into religion as much.
No.
Or at all yet. I don't know if we ever will. We'll see.
Yeah, and then they asked me to do a spot every week on there for sciencey stuff.
Every week she'll break down the science of some part of what we're talking about.
In a minute or less,
yes.
Man. I was quite proud of the rhyming thing that I did.
Oh, that was great.
That worked out.
Yeah, we're trying to build how when you go to live streams, you just sit and listen to their wait music for this to start. I want it to be like sitting in the movies, the really good movie theaters, where they give you something to entertain you while you're waiting. So I want to stack up other shows that we like and let them do little 1-minute things so that people sitting waiting for the show can watch.
See, I don't have any wait music or anything. I just go, boom, hey everybody, it's time, and we're going to talk and stuff and things and everything. I don't do the wait thing, but my platform that I do doesn't allow me to do like the wait thing. I don't think. I mean, I guess I could. I could like have a video pre all that, but now my toes doing. Oh God, getting old sucks.
Maybe you have a symbiote.
I probably do. Yeah, probably do. So instead of getting old, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, my symbiote's acting up. I have to sit down right now. You know how it is.
See, if I were to get attached to a symbiote, I'd be unlucky enough to get this Venom, Carnage, Toxin. I'd end up getting Derp. And my symbiote would suck.
Oh man,
what's wrong? He's asleep. Oh, come on.
Yeah, you're not gonna eat this guy's head.
We're being attacked right now. Wake up, man.
No, dude, you got any Cheetos and some weed?
You know what would be
no.
What if you had a symbiote that only woke up to a very specific song, and it was something like Crazy Ridiculous,
like Taylor Swift, Shake It Up.
Yeah, Shake It Up. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. Let me get my phone out.
Let me play Shake It Up.
Shake It Up.
Monty, who's playing Taylor Swift?
I don't know, Dirk. We got to get this guy.
Well, you looked me up for this. I thought we were at her concert again.
Oh my goodness, Hammer time. Oh, I was like, Hammer, don't hurt him. Hold on a second. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Just wait.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. What if it's like a specific sound bite, and so but you only have it in like song form because you're not allowed to actually carry sound bites hardly at all anymore. So you have to pull it up on like Amazon Music or Spotify, and then press play. Hold on, it's getting there.
Wait.
You just wait.
You just wait till we get to that part.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Oh my gosh, that would be the best thing ever. Like music-induced symbiotes.
See, now I have to sit down and draw Derp the symbiote.
Oh my goodness, what would Derp eat though?
I don't know.
Weed and Cheetos?
Weed and Cheetos.
Weed and Cheetos, okay.
He doesn't eat people's faces. He just wants to chill.
He just wants to chill. Weed and Cheetos.
Monty, call your weed guy. We're out.
Oh goodness. I wonder, does he would he actually keep up with how much you have left and then get mad at you if you didn't share? Or if you shared with your friends?
I think he would know. I think he's attached to Marty, so he would know.
He would know.
Hey, your level of THC is getting pretty low.
Or I'll wake up in the middle of the night and find I'm walking down and do a drug deal. It's controlling my body.
Monty, we're going for a ride.
Oh my goodness.
sitting there like, we got all this power. Let's do some heroing.
Oh, fuck that. I'm tired.
After this episode of Jane the Virgin.
Just came on, man. Come on.
Oh my god.
Why don't you have your daughter go get us some Mountain Dew?
We eating Cheetos, man. We eating Cheetos all the time.
In 2 more years, she can get the weed.
Your wife's telling me to clean up again, man.
Oh goodness.
That went down a hilarious path. That was awesome.
And this is why I'm on the Talking Shit Tuesday crew.
So, Drag, you have your own channel and stuff.
Yes.
Tell everybody what you do.
I honestly talk shit to people on the internet. Like, occasionally there's science. If you go far back enough, you see me in a lab doing stuff. I love cellular biology. I love making people laugh. So I've not found a really good way of melding the two because you can't really hear me over the vent hood, which is really loud. So yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's
I'm familiar.
Once I figure out a way to do that and probably get a microphone attached to my head, I'll probably tell jokes as I'm manipulating cells one day. I don't know, but so yeah, I'm on the Three Black Heathens show. We talk about political stuff, religious stuff, and so yeah, every Sunday. We have a show, and actually, I should probably get with him and find what we're doing this Sunday. I've been kind of slacking on that.
Yeah, I gotta make a graphic for y'all. I don't even know what to do yet.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, that's cool. So we got Monty with his talking shit. We've got Drag with his talking shit.
Yes.
And that's what they do, which is pretty cool. So be certain to check out their shows. We're coming up on almost 48 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, we're having some good time. We got some groovy tunes in the background. Monty's gonna get me a copyright strike. Oh goodness. Comedy from the lab would be a good thing for Drag.
Yes.
There you go.
I had to find a way. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing because I found myself talking shit and using the wrong pipette. And I guess, Mel, you would understand.
Yes.
Me reading the protocol and seeing 200 micrograms, or excuse me, like 2,000 micrograms going, oh no, I can get a 10 mil pipette and do this. I should be able to do the math in my head, which is simple math, but then I end up putting in 20 milliliters of what I need. So no, I have to get everything out and plan it before I start trying to do math in my head and trying to be funny.
Yes. See, you can't do math in it. I still go through and I'll do dimensional analysis and write out all the calculations, and then I'll be like, okay, cancel my units. All right, did I get my units right? Okay, and then I'll double check. I always, even if I can do it in my head, I still write it out because my head is wrong sometimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, and you get a good groovy tune on, and all of a sudden you start singing that, and then all of a sudden you're dumping 20 mils into something and needed to not be that big.
It's like, I should not have that much EDTA in there, and they're probably gonna die. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's just a few thousand, worth of material. No big deal. Yeah.
You know what? I'll just grow some more. Just take a while. Oh my god, I hated that, man. Even cancer will grow rapidly, but the thing is, gosh, if you lose everything, you get contamination or something like that, man. It's a pain in the butt, and it ruins everything.
I think I messed up my media when I was trying to do. We're doing electroporation with some. What's it? HEK 293 cells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I messed up my media, and so they look like shriveled, I don't know, raisins. So
wow.
Yeah.
Your cells look like shriveled raisins.
Yeah, and I was like, they're probably not supposed to look like that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There was one type of cell that I worked with called A549. It's a type of lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
I believe it's A549. But when it grows in the dish, and we would use liquid media, and it would attach itself to the bottom of the dish, and then you could strip them off of there. And,
okay.
split out.
So you guys used EDTA as a chelate?
Yeah, sometimes we would use that, but we would use trypsin or something like that.
Oh,
So
okay,
we'll
and then just fractionate it out, and then
Yes,
okay, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Well, the thing is when it filled up a plate, it looked like somebody just took like a handful of bubble gum and threw it at the wall. And it was just like these cells were just like really stringy looking. It was just strange, but that's just how they were supposed to look. Cancer's so weird.
And that's at like what 90-100% confluency, or
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It just looks like somebody just threw bubble gum up against the wall and it splatted out.
That's great.
Man.
That's stuff that I like, folks. I love it. It's crazy.
It's fun.
crazy.
Like
That stuff
Spider-Man's
is
web.
Greek to me. I'm just listening and trying to understand what it means. Like whenever I watch, I'll watch your streams when you start going on. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna keep drawing to you. I understand.
You would probably like chaos theory. I talked about chaos theory last weekend, but like you, I had horrible streaming problems. I made a short version of that, so I just went back through, and that's what my ScientistMel shorts are, short versions of my live streams, but essentially just covering the content. You would probably like chaos theory.
All right.
You probably like that. Life finds a way, and I do get into a little bit of the Jeff Goldblum stuff.
Checking it out then.
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
You know that when speaking of Jeff Goldblum, Chaos Theory, when they gave Jeff Goldblum the script for that character, they say he's supposed to be like a rock star scientist. Now, the way that it was phrased was missed upon Jeff Goldblum because he's a rock star scientist. That means he's just an awesome scientist.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum thought he is a rock star scientist. That's why he is so outlandish like that, is because that's how Jeff Goldblum read that. And later on, because I was reading about, little facts about the Jurassic Park movie, I was like, why is he like that? He's just, like he's David Bowie or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
because that's who he used. That's who he imagined when he's playing that character.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So that's why he's like that.
Awesome. I didn't know.
Oh God. Goodness.
Chaos theory. Oh no, not that chaos theory. No, that's one of my trolls. No.
Oh my goodness. I'm on day 3 or 4 now of a dumpster fire in my ads on Twitter, man.
That sounds fun.
It's just it's a joy being a woman on the internet. Let me tell
I gotta
you.
jump into that. So.
You should totally jump into that. So it's just you can't say, "Hey, rape culture is a thing," and then explain an actual thing that was happening to me while I was at a freaking Dave and Buster's, and that there were dudes standing outside of the Dave and Buster's with walkie-talkies, and I'm like, and they're wearing street clothes, and they were looking me up and down, like, and they were kind of moving towards me. They watched me leave my car and walk up to the freaking, and then they just started moving in and looking at me. I'm like, oh my freaking God! I'm like, I'm like, is this guy gonna hurt me? That's what I'm like. Is this guy gonna hurt me, man? And so I was like, but he's got walkie-talkies and he's wearing street clothes. Maybe he's part of security, plainclothes security.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, so I was like, I'm not gonna report it right away. Maybe I'm overreacting. That's freaking rape culture, guys.
Yes.
Thinking that you're the problem and not the dude that's holding the. Turns out, in my town, and I investigated this later. This is a thing. People look for marks and they communicate with each other via walkie-talkie because it's harder to pin them down on their location about who to rob. And they do it outside of entertainment centers when people are walking in because they got money going into these things.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a thing that exists. And I'm glad I alerted the management about it. So I mentioned that this is an example of rape culture. He wasn't going to rape me. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But the point is that I was blaming myself for his behavior. I was sitting here going, do I report this? I don't know. Am I safe or not? And things. So I was going through all in my mind. Okay, if I walk back outside, are they still going to be there? Do I need to have somebody walk me to my car? So stuff like that. That's freaking rape culture. Well, I don't see how this has anything to do with it. No, that's not what we're talking about. It's how I sat there for like half an hour debating whether or not I should tell management there are people standing outside. Because am I overreacting? That's what we're talking about.
So if you renamed it Doodle-Ma-Flu, would that be better? Okay, we're going to call it Doodle-Ma-Flu from now on.
Doodle-Ma-Flu that's what it is.
There we go.
So
it's still a problem. That's still creepy as hell. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. And guys, be better. Let's just be better. All of us.
Next
Me
time,
too.
if a dude looked at a cop like that, and if he happened to be a person of color and looked at a cop that way with a walkie-talkie, what do you think how that was going to end?
Yeah.
On World Star.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I should laugh. World Star.
But I mean, that's the thing, and they're like, "Oh, he looked at you aggressively." I'm going to look at how I want, and so there's this dude that started trolling me, and so I just started putting up creepy pictures, and he talked about himself in the third person. It's like David looks at who David wants, and so I'd quote him to like a creepy picture. Here's a creepy picture of David looking at people. David. Here's another creepy gif. Here's another creepy gif. I'm like, do you not see how creepy this is?
So is that a normal thing?
4 of dudes in my ass over this, man.
I gotta get in on that. I'm not solving anything, but I'm gonna troll.
Drop the bombs, just like
oh my
what?
gosh,
Yeah.
It's funny because and there's like I've just left it alone. I've just been Muty McMuteface has been my name for like 3 days now, and then dudes started like blocking me, and then they were like, "See how the feminists went around?" I'm like, "Dude, you blocked me. Here's a picture. I cannot read your tweets. So and so blocked you, and here's all of your victory laps. You're the pigeon on the chessboard at this point." So it's just like
one feminist down, 50 million to go.
Block. Yes, I blocked her. Like, but okay, whatever, dude.
Mom,
okay.
Bring me my good pants.
So, I mean, it's just like, but that's all the time. I literally was just talking about my experience, and some dude goes, "You overreacted." I'm like, "Oh, yay!" Another dude who wasn't there had absolutely no idea what was going on at the time.
That's creepy as hell, though. Just to have a group of guys just eyeballing you and talking to each other with walkie-talkie. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna think something's up. Like, how is that a normal thing in people's neighborhoods? Like, I've never. No.
And then he was just like looking at me, and I'm like, and I look back, I'm like,
no.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to fight somebody today.
Negative. We're gonna have some problems.
I'm gonna have to cut a bitch.
I could. I know the weak spots on the human body, anatomy and physiology for a year.
It comes in handy, folks.
Yes, it does. It does.
Never fight a medic.
No. I actually went to nursing school and got into clinicals. I'm like, I don't want to do this. But I still got enough training to where I know how to hurt somebody.
Stuff like that. That's why I always Facebook message either one of you when I got science questions while I'm writing something.
Yeah, that rash will clear up in a week. Don't worry.
All right, cool. I got the cream you told me about.
Oh my
awesome.
God! Awesome. When I was teaching biology, high school biology, this kid comes up to me and goes, "Can I get you to look at something?" I said, "No, you cannot."
That never ends well.
No,
never ends well.
I have a thing. Go to the school nurse.
She's supposed to look at those things.
I'm not looking at anything. No. It's just right. No, I'm not doing that. Go to the doctor.
So, Mel, the superintendent wants to talk to you about something. Evidently, you've been looking at a few things.
No.
Oh, I just back to Venom and symbiotes real quick. I just thought of another symbiote. Name it would be Triflin, and he likes to go start problems and film it for World Star.
You know what you could do? You could have a whole series, kind of like My Little Pony, except symbiotes.
Yes.
You could have like My Little Pony, like symbiotes for that. Oh my goodness! You could do that. Think of all the cool action figures you could have, and they would be so easy to make because they'd be little blobs.
Yeah.
You could have
No, we just figure out who to attach them to.
Yes, you could.
Actually, a lot of superhero symbiotes. Now that I think about it, like the Phoenix Force is a symbiote.
Yes.
There's whatever the thing is that Juggernaut uses to get his powers from.
Yes.
Their relationship is symbiotic. It's not really parasitic, but
yeah. Well,
I'm trying to think of who else.
There are quite a few. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a sorcerer. It's not Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Brother Voodoo?
It might be Brother Voodoo because someone gets taken over by a spirit. He said there's some kind of rhyme that he has that he's melded to a demon, and he can say this rhyme and he turns to the demon.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
It's just the demon.
Oh, is that what he called the demon?
Yeah, they call him the demon, but he has a real name. But that's
I can't remember his real name.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that guy.
Right.
He's yellow.
Yes.
Is that weird? Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah. That's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the form of a curse, but still.
Yeah. Like that dude's been alive forever, I think, because of the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, we're coming up on an hour now. Usually we hit it at an hour. But this has been freaking awesome, man.
Been great.
We were here at Jack Rose, so next time you're in NOLA, swing by here. They have a really nice courtyard outside. We were at the rooftop bar last night, man, the Hot 10.
Yeah, we should have started drinking up there.
Yeah, we should have,
I got that
man.
picture, and I was like,
Yeah.
in the middle of something, and so I was like, man, if I wasn't intoxicated and I could walk, man, I should try to make my way over there.
That was fun because he started in the bayou and then we went upstairs. But you know, they had a good musician.
Yeah,
he was
he was
singing
loud,
pretty
but
good. Yeah,
he was
he
good.
really was. And I'm kind of with your girl on this. He should have been wearing something that didn't look like he fell right out of an Old Navy, because he just like walked in with like some khaki shorts and like a button up shirt. He looked like a frat boy, like a late middle aged like frat boy, just sitting there.
We need to
singing,
link
you know?
Triflin, the symbiote, up with him.
Yes!
Then, you know,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
add some spice to his life.
Make him the NOLA singing guy. You know, walk around and then add
There's art
trifling to
coming.
him.
There's art coming. I'm drawing
That
both
would be
of these
great.
I
Oh
like
my
it.
gosh.
I love it. I do voice acting, by the way. I'm actually one of the voices in Omni and Doc Savage's podcast, the Psychic Vampire podcast. They have a character
awesome.
on there who is incarcerated, and I won't tell you his name. You have to watch it. But I do the voice of the gentleman that is incarcerated.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, check that
All
out,
right, I'm going to have
man.
to check that out, too.
So we're gonna go and hopefully not end up in jail tonight.
Yes.
When we
Yes.
go to
Not making
NOLA,
promises.
you know, so we'll see how that goes. But it's been awesome having you guys here. Yay!
It's been awesome being on.
Oh yes, it's
Yay.
been fun. We gotta do this more often.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is so much fun talking all the superhero science that we
this is
do.
great.
Check out Monty's show. Check out Drag Show. I'll post links in the
Description.
yes, in the
Yes.
description
The box.
as soon as I can, so you can check out their stuff. And I'll have actually I think since Ducks actually almost tied with Chaos Theory last week, next weekend I'm going to talk about the science of ducks. They're really weird. They actually are. They actually there's a study, look this up on the internet, where there was a homosexual necrophiliac duck.
Doesn't surprise me. I've seen them mate
It's-
at a park, and it's quite violent.
There was like the first witness of that written in a scientific paper. Homosexual necrophiliac duck. That's a thing.
Doesn't even
So
start,
next weekend we will talk about the science of ducks. Thank you, Monty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drag.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Beep.